ジャパニーズリストリームでお楽しみいただいております。サマーゲームズクイック2022。引き続き、司会は私、レイヤーが担当いたします。今しばらくお付き合いくださいませ。さあ、続いてのゲーム、マスエフェクトというゲームなんですけれども、こちらのゲーム、解説の方が今いらっしゃいません。もし、飛び入りでも構いません。お話できるという方、もしくはチャットの方で解説できるという方、ぜひね、ご参加いただければなと思います。先ほどナイトボットの方でも出ていましたけれども、イベント中も解説順次募集しておりますので、ご興味のあるゲーム、それからこんなゲームだったら話ができるなというゲームございましたら、ぜひご応募していただければありがたく存じます。RTA にとして走ったことがないというゲームでも全然構いません。このゲームがどういうゲームでということをお話しいただけるだけでもスタッフの方と大変助かります。ぜひご協力いただければなと思います。そして、このマスエフェクトですけれども、こちらも、ビットが設定されております。こちらは2つございますね。現在進行中のもの、片方が、Bloodship or Femship ということで、キャラクターチョイスですね。Choose whether Shepard is male or female for the Mass Effect Run。シェパードのオスメスを決定するというビットですかね。フェムシップが現在優勢のようです。で、もう一つがマコグリッチショーケース。こちら、今達成されたようですね。$5000のゴールに対して5100入りましたので、こちらは達成されました。カテゴリーの方が2%ノーマコグリッチという風になっておりますけれども、このマコグリッチというのが、車というか乗り物を使った、悪いことみたいですね。ショーケースなので、一通りの走りが終了した後に、このマコグリッチショーケースの時間を確保されているということで、なりますかね。ぜひこちらもお楽しみにしていただければと思います。カービィのタンクトップなんで、新しいですね。さあ、先ほども走っていたミスターシャスタさんが、ミスターシャスタが話をしています。次のカービィディスカバリーの意気込みを話しているところですかね。最近エコバッグになった。なるほど。カービィのすごいところって本当に何でも吸い込めるという設定で、しかも今回のカービィディスカバリーのおかげで、ものにもなれることになっちゃったもんだから、もう何にでも展開できますよね。すごい IP を作ったものだなっていうふうに日々感心します。そうですね、カービィさんが吸い込んだタンクトップの可能性も、十分存在するんじゃないかなと思います。
Okay, so then around this run, like how would you say the community has come together to help develop it? Because I know it's been like a group effort.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of people just coming in and out throughout the whole thing. There's been people documenting like different routes and different like.
人間頬張り。怖いな。そういう風に書くと怖いな。
Really contributed a lot to the run over time. Dark Yellow 27 as well, who I've known for running like Dreamland 3 and being really good at that game in the past. He also came in to this game and he's been destroying it. He's found a lot of strats and like just done a lot of things for the run.
さあ、先ほど少し話の途中になってしまいましたので、改めてもう一度 イベント概要を話させていただこうかなと思います。現在、ジャパニーズリストリームでは、サマーゲームズダンクウィーク2022の様子を公認で日本語ミラー配信しています。サマーゲームズダンクウィーク2022は、ゲームズダンクウィークの Twitch チャンネルで行われる Doctors Without Borders、日本語の国境なき医師団ですね。こちらを支援するオンラインチャリティー RTA イベントです。今回のイベントはミネソタ州ミネアポリスにあるダブルツリーバイヒルトンホテルブルミントンで行われています。寄付先である国境なき医師団 Doctors Without Borders は独立、中立、公平な立場で医療・人道援助活動を行う民間非営利の国際団体です。寄付と関連して特定のゲームには高難易度への変更やエンディングの選択などが予定されており、各項目ごとに設定された目標寄付金額を達成した際に行われます。また、寄付金額を表に見立てたビッドウォーによってキャラクター名や選択肢などが決定されることもあります。寄付金額に対する報酬は URL からご確認いただけます。直接の寄付が難しい場合は The Yeti で販売されている GDQ コラボ T シャツやファンゲーマーで販売されているコラボグッズを購入することで間接的に寄付が可能です。イベントは今夜始まったばかりです。そして7月の3日の夕方まで24時間昼夜問わず開催されております。ぜひ最後までお楽しみください。ぜひね、いろいろなゲームが行われます。1週間続けるゲームでイベントになりますので、注目のゲーム、今のうちに探していただけるといいかなと思います。そして再三のお話になりますが、だんだんと日が高くなってまいりました。これから今日も随分と暑くなるようですので、体調管理など徹底してご覧ください。水分補給などこまめに行っていただき、熱中症などはくれぐれもお気をつけくださいね。
There's a really hard and consistent trick called mouthful storage. Essentially, you get hurt. It's like on the very first frame that you suck in a mouthful power or a mouthful ability. I don't think it'll be useful anywhere in general at the end of the day, but it'd be really cool to see that at some points. It is like really hard to do consistent, like I said. There's no visual cue for it. You just gotta do it and hope that you get it.
Interesting.
But it allows you to keep a mouthful power like later on to a level. It's really awesome.
Whoa.
That was found back in the demo of the game, by the way, before the game even fully released.
I actually did not realize that. Like, I have not seen that, so I definitely need to check that out and just see. Yeah, it's really cool when those things like potentially become viable for runs, because then it's a whole new world. And with this being a new game, we already have like some cool skips and things, but
this game has advanced a lot in the last few months. It's awesome.
Absolutely. So really cool to see it like already being featured at a GDQ, and I know it will change. Last thing before I let you go, because I know that you want to get set up, but we have from at Benja GAW says, "What's your favorite boss?"
My favorite boss is actually the final boss. That whole fight, the entire sequence is just incredibly epic and fun.
Yes, plus
it really is.
Great.
Music is so good. I have a whole thing I can say about this music, but you gotta wait for my run for that one.
Yes, yeah. My only comment about this, because I know we gotta go, but the music goes so hard in this game.
Oh, it's so good. There's not as many like reused tracks either. It's a lot of original stuff. That's kind of unique to the Kirby series. It goes in. It's really good.
It's beautiful. Well, please check out this run. It is coming up very soon. After the next run, it's gonna be amazing.
GDQ といえば、それこそ先ほどの話にもありましたけれども、イエティというサイトでコラボ T シャツ販売しておりますけれども、僕も昨日ラインナップを見ていたところ、今回も素敵なね T シャツがたくさんありました。いかんせん外国からの送付ということで、到着に時間がかかってしまうこともあるようですけれども、
Now, I have a $150 donation here from Mr. Dan S. Light that says, I need that Mako showcase in my life.
もしかしたら好きなゲームのデザインがされた T シャツ売っているかもしれません。ここだけのものもたくさんありますのでね、一度ご覧いただくといいなと思います。
And the run is ready. So, Twitch chat, this one's for you. The only intro I need for this game is Tali.
さあ、マスエフェクトのビットがさらに増えております。そして、ポケモンスナップのボーナス3万のうちのさらに先ほどから2000ドルぐらい増えてますかね。続々と寄付が集まっております。引き続きご注目ください。さあ、マスエフェクトが始まります。
And before we begin, can we get a confirmation on the gender bid war really fast?
Really fast. That is $1,844 for FemShep.
Very surprising. Okay. Yeah, I made only backup saves, by the way, for FemShep because I was kind of expecting that. All right, so time is going to begin when we begin moving our character because we just load from a save here so we can avoid the first.
キャラクターが動き始めたところからタイマースタートということで
We're
す。
going to go ahead and start it in 3, 2, 1, go.
はい、ということでグッドワークです。スタートしていきました。このゲーム TPS のアクションのようですけれども、ちょっとね、視点の操作の激しいゲームのようなので、酔ったりしないようにご注意ください。メッセージ送りが激しいですね。
We just fly for the dialogue that like everyone knows this game for because dialogue's pretty slow. And if you want to go ahead and start explaining the lore, come on.
Yeah. So we are going to be playing as a Marine named Shepard, and we are part of the Normandy ship. And what is going on here?
マスエフェクト、今回走ってるのがパソコン版ですけれども、2007年の発売なんですね。今回のカテゴリー Any No Mako Glitch で奏者のMikeWave さんは世界2位の記録をお持ちのようです。世界一と15秒差ということなので、
The council, and basically what this is it's kind of just like a little field test for Shepard.
もしかしたらこの後もね、MikeWave さんによる更新がこの後も続いていくかもしれません。
And we're sent in to retrieve that beacon because essentially, even though it's like very old, ancient technology, the last time that this stuff was discovered, we basically could fly at the speed of light.
パソコン版以外にもXbox 360、それからプレステ3、Xbox One でも出ているようですね。スピードラン .com 上ではこの機種が登録されています。
And it's kind of a spiritual successor to the KOTOR games, if you've ever played those games. We're going to have a lot of like unique abilities we can use along with just like our guns. And you're going to see me at the very beginning here, as soon as we gain control of our character again, I'm just going to be hotkeying some abilities that we're going to be using. One of the advantages of playing on PC is the fact that we could just set all these abilities to a hotkey. Normally, on the console versions that like many people might have played, you can only use your abilities when you pause the game with the tactical menu. However, we don't really want to do that. We kind of just want to be using our hotkeys whenever possible, just because like slowing down the game is just like slow, as you can imagine. And I'm going to try to shoot one of these balloons here in the distance to put me in combat. So something about the old Mass Effect, the original one, not Legendary Edition, is the fact that you can only run in this game when you're actually in combat. So you're going to see me just like trying to shoot enemies that are off in the distance or just like
マスエフェクトというのは現在、4シリーズ発売されていて、今回のマスエフェクトはその最初の作品。銀河を股にかけるよ、宇宙を股にかけたようなストーリーということで、先ほども宇宙を渡っていくシーンが挿入されていましたが、能力をだんだんと解放させていきながら進んでいくようですね。アクション RPG ということです。
the best class because biotics in this game, which are like just kind of like mind control powers, are just like super busted. And we are now doing the first out of bounds. So I made a quick save against that little corner there and loaded from it, and that allowed me to just like go straight out of bounds when you.
来月の Amazon ゲーミングでこのマスエフェクトトリロジーが無料で買えるって？なんと 無料ってことはつまりタダってこと？
this mountain ridge over here on the side.
驚いたな。
Like, we have to go through, like, all these
このマスエフェクト、さらに2、3の3部作ですかね。
but we're just, like, never going to get her. Well,
こちらが私たちの天の川銀河を舞台とした作品ということです。そして4作目がお隣のアンドロメダ銀河を舞台としたマスエフェクトアンドロメダということですね。
not very reliable. So what I'm doing, like the most optimal
3部作の方はセーブデータを引き継いで、それまでの、
we just do a short little mini burn.
選択の結果が2作目、3作目に引き継ぐことができると。これ画期的なシステムですね。これで登場人物の違いなどにストーリーの変化がもたらされるということです。すごいな。
Who we just saw. So normally there's a cutscene where we're shown him being killed by the main bad guy of the game, Saren.
主人公の、シェパード少佐。
And meeting Ashley and all that. We just never saw him die.
今回は女性を選択してますかね。なのでジェーン・シェパードさんですかね。
And I'm gonna make another
地球連合軍の少佐ということなので、
on the tram, but we never actually see them.
やはり先ほど出てきた地球のような星は地球ということでよろしかったですかね。
Just so we can spawn these guys in and then interact with the rest of the tram.
Yeah, this area can also be pretty scary when you're fighting those enemies and running through because Mass Effect with combat is very much like a cover-based shooter. You're supposed to be getting into cover and kind of popping in and out to fight enemies. But even though we're playing on the easiest difficulty, it's still very easy to die because we're going to be like basically rushing through as fast as possible and just hoping that we don't get hit by like that many stray shots.
Yeah, and by the way, this is Saren. He's like the main bad guy of the game, who we're going to be encountering quite a lot. This is not the first time you're supposed to see him in the game, but again, all those missed cutscenes, you're like a little bit out of the loop. But yeah, as Demonic was saying, the damage for the enemies in this game, even on the easiest difficulty, is like massively, massively overtuned. No pun intended. And if you're just like out of combat or just out of cover for a little bit and some enemies just shoot you, you're just dead. It can actually make some of these combat segments like really scary. So anyways, Saren is trying to blow up the rest of the colony to like just destroy like any potential evidence that could be used against him. So we're just gonna go ahead and stop him really fast. We're just gonna go up to these like little bombs around here and just like disable them while doing these like little mini bursts. So something you're gonna see me do here after I kill this enemy right here.
そうですね。ちょっと下調べが足りておらず申し訳ありませんでした。シェパードさんは今回の
And it's used in some combat segments.
主人公の名前だったということですね。
We should just go ahead and like explain really fast how the squad-mate AI works in this game because it is kind of important. Demonic, if you want to do that.
Yeah, so normally we would have 2 squad mates on most of the missions. Right now we only have 1 because we actually skipped getting Ashley. Otherwise we would have her with us. But you can kind of send out AI to...
さあ、スペースコロニーを進んでいるところといった感じでしょうか。途中にある機械の修復をして進んでいるんですかね。しばらくしゃがみ込んでいる時間があります。
Oh, how you guys did not die. All right. Oh, nice. I still got it. That was really bad for a second. But yeah, if you kill those 2 Geth enemies on the side really fast, there's supposed to be more enemies who spawn in. You can kind of see them idling on the side. You can just interact with the beacon and just start the cutscene to end the mission. Also, this cutscene right here is gonna look a little bit funny because Ashley, who is supposed to be here, is just not there. So you're gonna see like Shepard right here, like just talking to nobody in particular. Looks kind of odd. This cutscene's a lot better when you're playing as male Shepard, by the way, because then the roles are reversed.
お、何か起きています。引っ張られていく。
Shepard just like runs to the beacon and it just has like a tummy ache and then like just kind of floats in the air for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's very, very weird. But yeah, interacting with this beacon here is going to be like the main catalyst, like that starts the story. And yeah.
おっと、何かが。
For a little bit. So if you want to go ahead and start getting like some donations out of the way, just get 1 out of the way, I would say.
おー。
One out of the way, and then here's $500 from Ivan X Mackay, the
謎のシーンが
charity on the Citadel.
視界に挿入されていたようですね。機械の不具合でしょうか。
The reason I mentioned just 1 is because there's an important shot coming up right here that is gone but like not forgotten in Legendary Edition. And that will be in just a moment right here. Right now. Yeah, so here we learn a bit more about what's going on with Saren and his followers. And we're going to find out that Saren basically just wants to kill us. And now it's just going to be more cutscenes. So if you want to go ahead and knock more donations out of the way, this is like the biggest piece of downtime in the entire run.
Alrighty, and then here's a $25 donation from Hochiwawa that says, what a great rollout run, and now Mass Effect, and then Kirby, heck yeah! Then I've also got $20 here from Cam Squared that says, it's always a good time when GDQ rolls around. I'll be watching and cheering everyone on all week, and we'll be happy to have you all week, my friend. Thank you so much.
You can do one more, I'd say.
One more then. I've got $50 here from Anonymous, good friend Anonymous, that says, bonus game, hype!
Doctor?
Hype?
Dr. Chocolates. I think she's waking up.
So here we are, we got knocked out, and we're in the med bay at the Norman.
さあ、ジェーンさん、 目が覚めたようですね。
Anderson is just going to come in and tell us, look, things are really bad. You know, Nyla's died. The council's really mad at us. Beacon's gone. You know, everything looks really, really bad. And they're going to start building up going back to the Citadel, which is like the main hub area of the game. It's like the capital of the galaxy. It's where you're supposed to go to a lot if you're playing this game casually, just because like almost every merchant is there, and like along with a lot of side quests. And yeah, after we talk to Captain Anderson here, voiced by Keith David, we're just going to go ahead and go up to talk to Joker, played by Seth Green, RIP to his apes. And yeah, and we're just going to go ahead and tell
抽選の中を進んでいきま
some
す。
more donations out of the way. Let's go ahead. It's just a lot of downtime.
Alrighty, then let's get it started with $150 here from Captain Snuggles that says, Shepard, Rex, Shepard, Rex, Shepard, Rex, Shepard, Rex, Shepard. I better go. Then there's, oh, would you look at that? $10 here from Commander Shepard. It says, I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite speedrun on the Citadel.
I would say you got like one or two more you can do.
Then I'm gonna say $10 here from Puggles that says, I've been watching GDQ for years, but this year is special because my daughter's finally old enough to enjoy the runs. Good luck and love to all the runners. Shout out to you, Puggles, and I'm so happy that your daughter gets to join in on the fun this week.
So yeah, another long cutscene showing us the Citadel right here. It's going to play a pretty important role in the story. And this next segment, despite taking place on the main hub, is actually going to
まあ、ジョギングぐらいなもんで許してもらいましょう。
If you want to explain like what the next part of the story is going to be, demonic.
Yeah, so Shepard basically failed his test at being possibly the first human Spectre. This was actually
ああ、
because we
連中が乗っている抽選がなんだか別の
so they're really hoping that
スペースコロニーでしょうかね。
Nihilus
に、
because Saren
これは補足されたっていう風に見た方が良さそうでしょうか。
head over to the council and we're going to try and convince them that Saren
突入していきます。
is basically the golden child of the council.
次のステージでしょうね。
So this entire section is basically where the kind of real gameplay of Mass Effect becomes more apparent because it wants you to go all around, collect evidence, and present it to the
港に入っていくので、帰還した感じですかね。
quests like that.
あ、そのようですね。ドックに入っていきました。
I just want to give a precursor out of the way. Actually, I'll just mention it in a moment. But yeah, this is like the part of the game where the skips are going to start becoming like a little crazy because we're going to do a lot of the stuff here like just completely out of order because doing it in the intended order is just very, very slow. So here we are going to get a cameo from everyone's favorite character, Garrus. Unfortunately, he only appears this one time in the run. We literally are not even going to recruit him. He's like right here. He's going to tell us good luck.
Good luck, Shepard.
Thank you, Darius.
Maybe they'll listen to you.
And we're going to head immediately back after going to the Citadel Tower. We're supposed to go talk to the council about what happened.
銃を構えながら
We're gonna do another
走るのが早いんですかね。
quick save, quick load. That one might not work. Okay, let me see if that works.
なんか悪いことしようとしてる
Out of bounds over here.
クイックセーブ。
And now,
いけませんよ。いけませんよ。
Citadel map is
スペースコロニー壊しちゃいけませんよ。
because the game tries like to hard like
あの、
through, like, the elevators and stuff.
屋根裏ですかね。屋根裏ですね。
Top of the map, which is the
ね。
Citadel Tower, and fall
あ
to
あ。
against Saren.
いつ宇宙空間に
Angle right here.
放り出されても、保証できませんからね。
Kind of line just drop
これはいけませんね。
We're gonna drop to this area right here, and if I just go over here and I do another crouch on crouch, that's gonna send me dropping down into the cantina.
壁抜けするスペースがあったって。スペースの意味が込み合ってんな。
You kind of just have to memorize the line and the angle. So yeah, we're
い
gonna.
やまあ基本的にね、宇宙空間暗い世界ですから。
This goon who's like working for Saren now, who's like trying to hide
さあ
evidence.
クイックセーブクイックロードで
We're just gonna deal with him really fast.
位置情報を更新して元に戻りました。
And I should mention right now, we're also gonna be.
なるほど、こういうゲームか。
Garrus and Rex enjoyers, I'm really sorry. Like they don't show up in the run at all. Like Garrus shows up for that one cameo, and then Rex doesn't show up at all. Unfortunately, we literally don't even see him. So I'm gonna go ahead and level up right here. Roll
おそらくよく
more abilities. We were getting adrenaline.
RTA のカテゴリーである、いわゆる Any% ノーメジャーグリッチーズみたいな、そういう扱いなんでしょうね。なので、一番大きなこのマコグリッチというのだけ塞いで、それ以外のバグは使用しても OK ということなんでしょう。
30, 40 seconds or something like that. Just having a button that you can press that just resets all of that is just really, really nuts.
この遠隔で発揮している能力は何なんでしょうね。
Yeah, not bad.
超能力みたいなものがあるんでしょうか。
Yeah, Caden and Ashley, they can sometimes not kill the enemies correctly there. But yeah, we're trying to meet up with this character named Tolly, who is kind of like another fan favorite. She's right here. But unlike Garrus and Rex, she's actually going to be pretty important. We have to get her. There's no way to really skip her because she has the against Saren that we need.
この能力のことがマスエフェクトっていうんですかね。エレメント0、電流を受けることでマスエフェクトフィールドを発生させることができる希少鉱物。人工重力を発生させるということなので、結構ね、画面がグニャーってなってるから、これが重力場が発生している様子を示してるんですかね。
Probably one of the more intense skips in the game, but also just very, very crazy. So now we're going to head back to the council to show them the evidence. But here's the thing: there was a cutscene I was supposed to play earlier.
タイトルのマスエフェクトがその名の通り重力効果ということでしょうね。
Because the game
なるほど、なるほど。
two cutscenes at once, essentially, because it also recognizes us as like getting Tolly and all that. The game is going to bug out kind of, and we're just going to be able to quick save, quick load out of one of the cutscenes. But then we're going to have to do another skip because then the game is going to try to just play the one cutscene that was supposed to play. It's all sounding a little bit complicated, but you'll see what I mean in just a moment. And this is going to involve like a very precise input press. Like we have to basically press two buttons at the exact same time. I'll show it in just a moment here to skip this cutscene because otherwise it's like you have to watch this 2-minute long cutscene. It takes forever. However, if we play this correctly, then we should not have to watch both of them. All right, so here's the first one. As you're going to see after
はい、おはようございます。
this game is going to look a little bit funky.
現在、マスエフェクト Any% ノーメイコグリッチが進行中です。
All right, so just make a quick save, quick load right here.
奏者はマイクウェーブさんです。
Skip. And now we need to skip the second one. This one's the scary one.
さあ、背中を狙っていますか？これ何をしようとしてるんでしょうか？
Uh-oh.
なんか悪いことしようとしてますね。
Come on.
調整しているようにしか見えませんが、これ何でしょうか？
Interesting.
Oh,
I
no.
messed it up.
なるほど。
Start the game really fast. It is literally faster for me to restart my game.
踏んではいけないフラグがあったみたいですね。
Otherwise, it's like we have to watch this 2-minute
リトライするようです。
Like it is literally
壁紙が GDQ ですね。
It's really like a weird input because like
なかなか
you want to hit them like both at the same time.
細かい
It's like just barely first.
マスの踏み方、
like one of the inputs
マスじゃなくてな。そうじゃなくて、細かいフラグ視点の
Why he's not doing it.
更新が必要なようです。違うんです。O じゃなくて、O じゃないんです。
All right, we might have to just. Oh, there we go. I got
There.
it.
いや
No.
俺も言ってから気づいたから。
For a little bit. So
許して、許して。お、何かやってますね。
top of the screen, like the cutscene is actually playing. However, it's kind of just playing in the background. And now, after this voice line right here, we're just going to be able to skip
なんだ？もしかして、
and just back
この、行きましたね。
can just quick save, quick load our way out and just skip that.
画面が切り替わっている裏で操作ができたという感じでしょうかね。
Very, very precise.
お見事です。握手。
Especially in a run. And we're gonna be moving on from that. Now we need to get we need to get back. Now that we're a Spectre, that's what happens basically after you discover Saren has gone rogue.
細かいマスの調整がね、見事成功したということで、
And now
これがマスエフェクトなわけですね。
to get back to the Normandy, we're gonna be able to fly it on our own now.
爆撃で今加速していきましたかね。
So we're gonna do another quick save, quick load right here.
さあ、角に入って、この画面なんか見たな。
Go quick save there, and that's going to take us up here onto this this little.
ワープしたのかな？
You do the Garrus sniping thing if you do his romance sub.
あ、やっぱりそういうことか。またやってますね。
And after falling for a little bit, you're gonna see that we land somewhere that you don't think we should land on. Yeah, that's right. There's a Normandy underneath the map.
服変わったぞ。宇宙空間で宇宙服がなくなるのは致命的だからな。
Notorious for. We're just gonna go ahead and just fall straight into the Normandy. Avoid talking to anybody.
部屋によって
Head on straight to the
グラフィックが
mission, which is
決まってるんですかね。
if you aren't familiar with how
これは、あ、馬頭星雲ですね。
like progression structure is kind of is done. Basically, after you start after you finish the main tutorial segments, the game kind of opens up and you just have 3 or 4 main missions. that
これもマスエフェクトの能力。なるほどね。
long, and you can kind of just do them in whatever order we want, which is very.
まあ重力さえ管理しちゃえばね、
And in our case, we're going to be doing
壁の中に入ることもお手の物なんでしょうかね。
the blue lady who was with Saren earlier, and this is also going to lead to another big skip after this cutscene. There's a lot of big skips that
本当に天の川銀河のいろんな場所を巡っていく、そういう感じですね。
was only found it was found 9 months ago maybe. It's really, really recent actually. And this skip actually saves about 5 minutes. So normally on this mission, we land on this snowy planet called Novaria, which has this port where we have to help these bureaucrats out so they can help us find out what's going on at Venezia, and then they allow us
実際のところ、
because we're not supposed to leave really
天の川銀河のこともまだまだわからないことだらけですから、
Venezia's at. However, there's a much
構成は見えてもね、
it's actually not too complicated.
果たしてその星が惑星を持っているのかどうかとか、その惑星がどんな環境なのかどうかとか、
Onto this little corner right here. Just a
太陽系内でもまだまだわからないことだらけなわけですからね。
quick load.
ここら辺は
Hold W.
その分 SF の作品では
So now we're
いろいろなことが考え
skybox.
うる、
For whatever reason, on Novaria
そういう
specifically,
余地があるというふうにも言えますね。
load from it.
喋ってる間に
The skybox, it doesn't really happen on the other planets.
これは何でしょうか。
Just Novaria. And
綺麗、綺麗ですね。
right here, W for a little bit. We're gonna fall all
クリップ助からないな、これはな。
I want to say 70 or 80% for the mission. It's kind of insane.
やられたな。
But yeah, we're just going to be falling for another minute or so. And then our game is also going to be kind of bugged. We're still going to be in our casual clothes, and Shepard's going to have an imaginary finger gun that is actually very,
So
very
cool.
real. It looks very funny. And we're going to be heading into one of the
景色が変わっていないように見えますが、宇宙空間は広いので、人間が一人走るスピードでは到底景色は変わっていきますね。これは高速を超えている？
5 minutes.
なんでだ？
There
オー
we
ト
go.
ローディングが入って、外に出ました。今の宇宙空間だったんですかね。
Weird right now. Looks like we don't have a gun.
恐ろしいところにいましたね。マスエフェクトを今使っているですかね。おーっと、なんかいます。なんかいますが、マスエフェクトをご利用していきました。
Given free reign to go on any of the first 3 main missions here, there's kind of an intended order that it wants you to go. It wants you to go find Liara first and then go through that. And then this was probably gonna be one of the last intended plans to go to, but it's faster to go here first for
Yeah, for routing purposes, it is a lot faster to do Novaria first. So something we should probably start mentioning right now. The XP route in this game is actually extremely strict. We actually have to be careful that we're killing enough enemies as we're progressing through the game to make sure that we are properly leveled as the enemy.
さあ、次のフロアに入っていきます。
Right here, for example, I'm going to throw out a singularity on this enemy right here just so I can kill them as I'm passing through right here. I kind of want to make sure I'm not killing all the enemies in this room or it'll trigger a cutscene that you can normally skip. And yeah, we just have to
マスエフェクトってすげえ。
our XP to make sure
果たしてどれだけの効果がね、
all our abilities when we need them. And also,
発揮できるのかっていうところがちょっと何分このゲームを存じ上げないもんですから、どこまでの効果が発揮できるのか。スタンとかになるんですかね、先ほどの様子を見ていると。
saw that we got a pretty good one, which are the anti-personnel rounds. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. But we're going to set up right here for another big skip. So, another quick save, quick load right here.
あれ本当だ銃持ってないですね。ああ、またやってます。お客様いけませんよ。安全第一でお願いいたします。
If we just quick load there, yeah, we just.
お空綺麗だな。
So this skip can be a little bit scary, but it's actually not. Like if you do this lineup right here, you should always end up on top of the tram, so we can just go directly there.
まあね、高速を超えるスピードでもし動いてるんだとしたら、もう景色なんて私たちが普段見ているのとは比べ物になりませんし、時空も歪むでしょうから、これぐらいのね、角張った空も。まあ不思議ではないかなと思います。そうですね。ここまでの様子を見ていると、どうやら壁が2方向にあるような場所で、ロードを入れると壁を抜けてしまうようですね。いつ着替えたんですか？まあね。ね。時空の歪みから服を取り出してもまあおかしくないかなということで。光に向かって走るのは両芸。なるほどね。そう。あ、銃持ちましたね。どこから取り出したんでしょうか。むしろさっきは何を構えてたんでしょうか。あるなら使いなさい。
So if you want to go ahead and get one donation out of the way while we head on towards the boss here.
All right, well, here's Garrus with $20 saying, can it wait for a minute? I'm in the middle of some charitable donations.
Thank you, Garrus. So now we're going to be moving on to this bunker of survivors here. So what's happening on Novaria is there's this like secret underground lab where this breed of like ancient aliens called Rachni, which are kind of like these enemies that are showing up here, are kind of just like causing havoc.
お、さあ敵襲でしょうか。
Basically to try and like gain access to this this new race to see if like maybe he can brainwash them so he can like add them to his army. You have multiple ways here of getting to Benezia.
銃頼んでたのか。ご注文のお品ですということでね。ようやく届いたんですね。
You know, it's the fastest. We just got to do whatever is fastest here.
Yeah, it also works in our favor because this is a really good way that we can pick up XP right before we get into the boss fight.
I don't know. These enemies are being kind of weird here.
Yeah. Because normally we want to be at like level 7, and typically we end up like with like 2 XP over level 7, or we're like slightly under. But we want to do that so we can make sure that we have all the proper.
どうやらマスエフェクト自体は歩みを止めてしまうようですね。だから極力銃撃で抜けていこうとしているみたいです。どうしてもどうにもならないときにマスエフェクトを使って足止めする感じでしょうか。敵自体も相当していくというよりは無理なく進める部分は極力時間をかけずに進んでいるように見えます。
Final boss might be a little bit tough. The upgrades are not as good as they could be. That's okay though. And here we have the first boss, which is Benezia.
あ、先ほどムービーの中にも出てきた相手ですね。
I might actually have to load the save because I think I
おっと、
pistol by accident. I think I'll be okay here. But yeah, I'm gonna order
敵側にマスエフェクトを使われている間に
Perfect.
All right, I'm just gonna go ahead, upgrade, lift, and grow really fast.
Yeah.
All right.
So we actually can't actually hurt Benezia just yet. We have to wait for her like power level to go down, which basically means we have to fight a bunch of waves of enemies.
援軍がだんだんと増えてきました。
can see right here, we want to knock them down before they can actually use their own biotics, because even though, you know, we're the main character, we're not the only ones that can use
しっかりと倒しているところを見ると、ここが
hitting you.
強制戦闘、
Very, very dangerous, because if we
ボス戦の類なんですかね。
die immediately, and like there's just nothing that we can do about it, or they'll activate their barrier, which will just make them like insanely tanky and insanely hard to kill, which allows them to do these like more dangerous abilities. So typically whenever we're in a fight with them, those are going to be the priority enemies that we're going to be facing.
Yeah. You really do not want the Asari commandos to like barrier or anything like that. And here's the actual boss fight. I'm hoping for some good RNG from Mr. Alenko. Ah, he didn't do it. Unlucky. So yeah, Kaden could potentially. Yeah, this is not good. This is what we.
おーっと、どこからか攻撃を直撃してしまいましたが、大丈夫でしょうか。
I'm kind of just taking cover right here. This is scary. Oh, I can maybe get all of them a throw. No. Yeah. What is going on here? That is some really bad RNG. Uh-oh. Come on. Normally she dies super fast, but Kaden kind of didn't do anything, unfortunately. Oh,
お、
okay, nice.
見事に入りました。
Not a great fight. That's fine though.
Yeah.
And that's
見事です。
over with.
They always so
Yeah. That fight could just randomly go really
マスエフェクトは何かの技術の名前で、
over. It's just like the enemies are just gonna start running around doing whatever they want. And here, we're gonna interact with the Rachni Queen, which is like basically
バイオテック。
as this title suggests.
なるほど、なるほど。
Queen of all the Rachni. And it's actually sentient and intelligent and
ありがとうございます。
basically ask us for this dead body. If
ご存知の方、ご存知の情報がある方はぜひね、コメントの方でも構いません。
at the end of every
どんどん書いていただけると
moral choice you have to make. And we
見や
specifically
すくなるかなと思いますので、よろしくお願いいたしま
Renegade
す。
is by far the most like optimized, like most optimal route in the game because of a choice, like a dialogue check you can do at the end of the game that allows you to skip a boss fight. And because of a bug,
おーっと、
we basically have to do Renegade
挟まれた。
because the game is just going to automatically give us a ton of Renegade points later. So we're gonna go ahead and unfortunately,
What? Look. Commander, they're still up.
okay, there we go. Game almost made me do the Paragon option there. That would not have been good. But yeah, we're gonna have to be pretty mean in this run.
Yeah, it's kind of sad too because this cutscene is actually 10 seconds slower if you do the
Yeah.
Renegade option compared to the Paragon, but the overall time save from going the bad guy route is just like way higher than that.
Yeah, you save so much time by skipping this boss fight later on in the game by just having enough Renegades to level up your Intimidate, which is like the skill points that are basically tied to the conversation checks.
Yeah, we like tried to route it out to see if we could like not have to rely on doing the Renegade route, but just like nothing works.
Yeah, it's not really good, unfortunately. Okay. And
地球を
tram that we started
母星とする、
and going back to the Normandy,
それこそ人類の他にも
that you're gonna
いろいろな種族がいるみたいですね。
if you swap your weapons in this game, the game will basically just
先ほどのキャラクターも
the next thing the next script
人類とはまた別の種族の一つでしょうか。
cutscene is supposed to play. And I have skipping dialogue bound, or I mean swapping my weapon bound to
化け物というよりは本当にそれぞれ別々の星を
going to prevent this cutscene from
母星としているというイメージの方が近いですかね。
And there we go. Because at the end of this mission, there's like a ton of like, there's all these like post-rap conversations that happen at the end of every mission that just take time because it's just a long.
Don't forget to survey the planet.
Oh yeah. So here, this is a recent addition to the route right here. We're gonna be scanning these planets right here. The main reason why it seems like a huge waste of time, but actually you get a ton of money and XP from scanning these planets. We are literally so starved for money and XP that we kind of have to like scan these planets because they actually give you a lot. Depending on what your level is, it scales with your level. And at this level we're at,
うんうんうん
these planets
うん。なるほど、なるほど。
ton of money, which is going to be super useful for this merchant coming up, just so we can afford that like mid-game pistol to carry us through the rest of the game.
エレメントゼロという先ほど少し話をした鉱物がたくさんあったりすると、
Okay.
バイオティクス、
Scans we're going to be doing right here.
今使っている、
Monik, if you want to explain what's going on Pharaoh.
超能力が使えたり、人為的に改造を受けたりすると、バイオティクスを使えるようになるっていう感じですのようですね。
you're supposed to go through this entire area, and you actually like loop back around. However, we're going to be just kind of doing a skip to avoid most of that.
Yeah, so normally you start off on the colony, you find out they're being attacked by Geth, which are basically the army that Saren commands.
ああ、なるほど、なるほど。
And we find out that this colony is run by this corporation called Exogeny that are studying something.
3まで話が、
We're gonna find out,
ね、引き継げるっていうことでしたもんね。
giant plant
そういったところのつながりが、
that has
あ、いいですね。選択によって本当にいろんなことが起こるんだ。
There's just a giant plant chilling underneath the colony that's actually secretly controlling all the colonists. And the reason I'm telling you all this is because we're just going to skip doing all of that. There is a skip we're going to do that allows us to go straight to the boss, so we can just skip
え、
everything
エ
related.
ンジニアみんな超能力使えるんでしょ？マジ？エンジニアってすげえな。
You'll see here in a second.
So normally, the moral choice you're presented with in this part is like
さあ、新しいステージに入ってきました。
so that you can save them by just like knocking them out, or you can just kill them. And even though we don't actually kill any of the colonists, because we just go straight into the boss arena, the game is going to recognize us as killing them, even though we actually didn't. And it's just going to give us like max Paragon points basically because of that. So that is the main reason we have to go Renegade. Like that is like the primary reason it's so optimal.
And it's really weird too because like the colonists don't die after. In fact, it's very important that
Yeah.
one of them is alive. So
Yeah, we can just like straight up talk to them again after it's all over.
they're just
but
like,
the
thanks
game
for
thinks we're
saving
all
us. You're
dead.
amazing. And just like, yeah, that's what we did.
Yeah. So there's this stairwell right here underneath this like huge building. And
あ、まずいですよ。
do our favorite quick save, quick load trick.
おあつらいの
Straight in.
角。
Don't have to do anything.
Yep.
あー、なんか別のところのフラグを踏んだ感じでしょうか。
Yeah. So this right here is going to be the Thorian fight. The Thorian is the name of the giant plant that you're going to be seeing in this cutscene coming up. The Thorian fight is by far the hardest fight in the entire game. But Nezia is pretty tough, but like she ain't
やっ
got
ぱり職業ごとの特殊能力ってあるんですね。すごいな。
If you want to go ahead and just like start explaining what we're going to be doing here.
Yeah, so there's actually going to be two main enemies that are going to be fighting. There's going to be this Arc Commander.
さあ、宇宙生物的な感じでしょうか、これ。触手がすごいですね。
Basically just like rushing after us and trying to swipe us or like vomit on us.
先ほどのコロニーでもなんだか触手のあるこんな感じのやつに
Trying to kill these like neural nodes.
襲われてましたが、それでしょうか。
Enemies that are fighting us.
あ、なんか出てきましたよ、人が。
Get rid of all of them into doing
さっきと同じ種族ですね。
So like the main thing that you're going to see Mike doing is throughout this entire fight, he's going to be
で、先ほどから檻につけてスキルぶりをしていますね。
and that just sends all of these
能力を伸ばしていける。スキルポイントとかが
and using his marksman
倒していくと、
bunch of damage to these neural
敵を倒していくともらえる感じでしょうか。ここら辺も
health is actually
多分必要な分を
creepers that are alive in that area. So sometimes it's
敵を倒す数とかを。消えたぞ。パッと消えたぞ。なんだ
we'll be doing like just straight for the neural node to just destroy it.
キックしたのかな
Mike will want to like clear out a bunch of the enemies first because
謎の挙動しますね。
destroy it without killing any of the enemies nearby, then usually they can be very tanky. He also can't actually quick save at any point during this entire fight.
Because
So
we're
if he,
just constantly in combat.
yeah, you're constantly in combat. So if you die during this part, you have to go back all the way to the beginning, and it's like a 3-minute fight. So that is something that we want to avoid. But it's like very difficult
I'm
because like
actually going to equip this pistol really fast because it's just better than what we have.
yeah. But just going through this entire part is extremely difficult because you're just so under-leveled. You have so many enemies that you have to focus on, and you're trying to go through it quickly, so you don't have any of your abilities up as often as you would like them to be.
Yeah,
ちょっ
this
と
is, like,
の演出などが苦手な方はご注意くださいね。
order because the cooldown is so long on all of them. Just to make sure that like we have our ability to deal with each of these.
過激でない演出できる限り
They could just
作られてるんでしょうけれども、
like very
それでも苦手な方はいらっしゃると思うのでご注意ください。
Do a lot of damage to these Thorian creepers, but they'll also kind of pull some of the aggro off you, so not every single enemy is trying to attack you at once. And they can die really easily, like for whatever reason, that they just get like stuck on some of these guys. They don't really know to like hit them away, so.
Uh-oh, come on. Whew. All right, that was close. Yeah, just more Thorians, like, or more of these husks that we have to deal with right here.
サクサクと進んでいきますね。
See, I could just go up to them and melee them, and that just ragdolls them, which is super easy.
近接も含め
Them kinda. And as you see, like a lot of this fight is just waiting for like
スムーズですね、さすがの RTA。
This room is kind of tricky, like right here, because like it's so easy for your squad mates to die. Like the squad mates again, they can be either Terminators or like they could just be like really, really, very questionable in their decision making.
Another thing
コロニーの中に先ほどの触手生物の
there's kind of like a heat meter
部位が
because you don't really have ammo in this game. You just have
根付いているから、
to the very max because then it overheats.
これを回って潰していくという感じでしょうか。
Like if you overheat at all during some fights, it's just potentially a run
Yeah.
killer.
And this is like specifically one of those areas because like if you're like not paying attention, you can very easily just like overheat your gun and it's like, oh cool, I can't do anything against these enemies.
I thought I
見る限りは順調ですね。
who likes to sneak up right here, and she can be a huge pain.
Yeah.
So I actually have to go, like, kind of come back here and deal with some of these husks because again, like the health of the nodes is tied to these husks, like how many husks are up basically or in combat with you. So we kind of have to like make sure we're not going too fast and ignoring too many, or else like the nodes are just going to be like unkillable. So one last Asari Commando to deal with here. All right, nice.
Very good.
All right, fight's basically done. All right, once the Asari Commandos are dead, it's like it's over.
Yeah. The good thing about these like creepers is if you just get close enough
さあ、4箇所目 ?5 箇所目ぐらいですかね。
and easy to make sure you're not going to get hit. Ooh.
Almost done. Come on.
そうですね。苦手な方はぜひ、ちょっと、
Perfect. Very
こ
good.
の時間は結構このゲームの場合は厳しそうなので、無理のない範囲で。
Basically, the point of us coming here was that Saren wanted to find this
そしてもね、朝ですからね、
ancient like piece of like data or something like that that like
一日を占う時間帯でもありますから、無理をしてしまうと本末転倒ですからね。
is going to help us out with that. And we have a pretty lengthy, very weird cutscene that plays.
出てきまし
I
た。
want to go ahead and read like 2 or 3 donations. Go ahead.
Well, let's kick it off with a donation from the
今の生物の体内に捉えられていたという感じでしょうかね。
$10,000 to the day one totals. Our donations are fueled by your official SGDQ merch orders, so thank you so much for your support. It has been a
そう、週の始まりですからね。
Let's go Twitch chat.
1週間また頑張っていきましょうのタイミングなので、
So much for that. That 10,000
無理は禁物ですぜ。
right past 60,000. We're at 68,815 right now. We can easily hit 70,000 before we finish this run. I believe in us.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and read like 2 more, I would say.
2 more, perfect. Because I have a
月曜日って何ですか？あれ？あ、そうか。
first one is keyboard the
まあまあまあまあまあ。ね。
to donate for my beloved
人それぞれね、曜日の感覚もありますからね。
time agonizing over choices blitzed in a couple hours. And then $50 from Tabby Llama that says good afternoon.
ムービーは、
Always love catching these events.
これは、
Extra special. I actually have surgery to remove my gallbladder.
この星のできた頃の話でしょう
Such
か。
an amazing event to keep me entertained during this recovery. There's a heart there too. It's cute.
うん。
So much. May the frames be saved
どうやらそのようですね。記憶を伝えて、
towards Pokemon Snap.
All right, so after
映像として見せていったという感じですかね。
like a vision that we get from the beacon that still doesn't make any sense. And now we are going to be talking to our favorite merchant, Ledra. Ledra has access to one of the best pistols in the game, as I mentioned earlier. I'm also going to go ahead and just double check what we got here. Okay.
なんだか急にお嬢様が増えてきましたわね。
And all right, he has the Stiletto 4 right here. That's the pistol I want. That pistol is like among the best in the game. We're gonna see if we have enough money for it, and we do. Nice,
Perfect.
just enough. Oh no! All right, goodbye, Ledra. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and swap over to that.
そんなことないんですわ。そうなのですわね。
Mid the late game damage. The Stiletto 4 is massive DPS.
本当、お嬢様は油断すると関西のおっさんになってしまうという話ですけど。
Main mission, which is Theorem, where we are
そんなことないんですわなのか、そんなことないんですわで、
familiar with the Mako.
ね、全然変わってきますよね。
Like some apt descriptions of the
朝食パクパクですわ。お時間的にもね、そういう時間帯ですわね。
Like driving vehicles I've ever played in a game. 'Cause it's
ご出勤の方もいらっしゃるでしょうから、
car. You're driving like an RC car. Like if you ever like try to
朝の準備などしながらお楽しみくださいませね。
slam it straight into a wall and it shatters to a million pieces, that's basically
ほなって言うと関西の人なのよ。
doing that over very
そこで確定するのよ。
terrain with a lot of angles that will just like knock you into the wall or like turn you like 90 degrees for no reason.
さあ、ロードを挟んで、
aspect of it is that it can actually kind of hover. There's like these like jet boost things that it can do to gain you some upwards momentum, which also plays into it and actually lets us do.
今もなんだか景色がカクつきましたから、何か悪いことが起こったでしょうね。
Make sure you don't mess it up.
Yeah, the Mako is. This section of the Mako is like one of the more terrifying parts of the run, just because if the Mako decides to do some Mako shenanigans, you lose a lot of time.
扉くぐる先、直前まで明らかに宇宙空間なのよね。
That's basically it. So yeah, we're going to Theorem to pick up Liara, who Demonic mentioned earlier. She has been Nezia's
さあまた新しい
And Liara is going to be a very important squad mate. We have to
天の川銀河内の中で
ability called Singularity that we also.
動いていきますかね。
That ability is going to be key.
ああ、
Very late.
俺が拾ってしまったばっかりに、 お嬢様か関西のおっさんかわからない人たちが増えてしまっ
That we
た。
don't get her earlier though is because if we get her earlier, she.
現在ご覧いただいているのはマスエフェクト。
And if you happen to watch any of these post round.
2007年発売の PC 版ですね。
Makes the cutscene like 3 times longer because she goes up to.
カテゴリーは Any No Mako Glitch ということなんですけれども、
And then you just watch.
大きなバグ、マコグリッチというのを塞いで、それ以外はやっていいということで、先ほどからなんだか明らかに悪い
And it's just it makes the route is just a lot cleaner.
裏道を通りながら進んでたりします。
Or the Pharaoh's second, I mean.
で、今出てきたこれが
Yet, because we wanted
マコというやつですかね。
later on. Because during the entirety of this, we have our settings set to automatic
連合が開発した歩兵戦闘用車両。
tallies and
多分これですね。
like ability points, so they just automatically get their like throw or their
立派な戦闘車両ですね。
do not want that fool.
こんなアクロも。あ、なんか飛んでますね。かっちょいい。
Did a really nice little skip right over there on the lava.
Yeah.
Fun fact, if like even just a
カ
single
テゴリーはノーマコグリッチということになってるんですけれども、ビッドゴーが達成されているので、
Really, really weird. Like
走り終わった後にマコグリッチショーケースというのがお時間が用意されております。こちらもね、ぜひ楽しみにしていてください。
Legendary edition, yeah. So like that instead you just take like slow damage over time instead. Because yeah, just I think even the devs like know that like it's kind of weird that you just instantly die if you touch
Yeah.
lava. And we're just gonna be shooting these armatures on our way to Liara. So something to mention really fast is the
前に進みながら後ろに打つの、
cannon on the Mako just like annihilates it.
ゲームの操作としてちょっと難しそうですね。
You can just like destroy enemies with the Mako cannon. But it's very hard to aim, so I'm gonna be scoping it every single time. Also, second skip coming up right here if I get it. I think I got it.
yeah,
飛んでいく
There we go, nice.
nice.
飛んでいく
It's way harder than it looks. It's very easy.
敵車も難なく越えていく
Like flip sideways.
I'm gonna be killing that guy too really fast. But yeah, like after you use the booster on
そうですね。
you can
乗りたいか乗りたくないかで言えば乗りたくないですね。
you can mashing your spacebar button or whatever your boost button is to like just keep getting a little bit of distance. And if you do it correctly, you can just barely make that jump right there. It's actually very, very tough and doesn't save as much time as it looks. I just wanted to show it off. Saves maybe like 4 or 5 seconds over just doing that part normally.
本当にクッション性能がどれほどのものかによって
More of these
乗り心地が
So some,
段違いに変わってきそうですからね。
XP from killing enemies in the Mako is like actually halved in this version of the game. That was something else that was changed in Legendary Edition to be a little bit more consistent.
おそらく絶叫系が得意な人とか好きな人は乗りたい人もいるかもしれない。僕は本当にダメなもんですから。
You could just get enemies,
ちょっとお断りかな。
just shoot them with your pistol once and then like kill them. And then
あ、そうですね。重力の操作とか
really kill them like on foot.
車内でちゃんとできていればそんなに揺れてないのかもしれない。
Our way like through this pathing.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, not something that we really need, but it's gonna be very nice for the end of this section.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead to what is probably the most like well-known Mako involved skip you can do. But while we're going there, if you want to go ahead and knock out 1 or 2 donations, go ahead.
Alrighty, then this one's gonna take a little bit here. $25 from Microphone in the Armory. Shepard, Rex.
先ほどメトロイドみたいというコメントもありましたけれど、
Rex, this is the long one.
やっぱり
Shepard.
スペースコロニーだとか
Rex. Shepard.
機械生物だとかこういうテーマのものはね、
Shepard.
通ずるものがありますよね。
Rex. Shepard. Rex. Shepard. Rex. Shepard. Rex.
さあゴリゴリ進んでいきますが、
I should go. Shepard.
大きな施設が見えてきました。
Thank you for that one, $25.
Yeah, that's like the biggest issue with this speedrun is we don't see Rex at all.
Yeah, he will be missed. He's actually going to be missing in a pretty crucial scene later, so it's going to look.
EST 的にもこの辺りが折り返しになっていますので、後半に入っているかと思います。
Casual playthroughs. So right here, it's going to look like, oh man, we can't go through this with the Mako. There's actually like a giant invisible wall.
そう、多分ね、車両の操作もなかなか難しいと思いますよ。クイックセーブコンプリートって出ましたね。お客様、まずいですよ、お客様。
Mako's not behaving today.
Yeah. Again, it's like driving an RC.
お客様、いけません。そこは通っちゃいけないんですよ。お客様、車幅がもう通れないってわかるでしょ。いけ。押せ。いけ。
Yeah, the physics on the Mako are just not very reliable, unfortunately. Even if you like do the exact same line and setup every single time, it just sometimes it'll take you one time, sometimes it takes you
ブラストドーザーで見た角度。
Yeah, it's pretty important too because like not only is it just faster to move with the Mako, but also it kind of lets us skip some of these upcoming fights, and also it kind of breaks the AI later.
さあどうだ。
It's not.
いけるのかい。
not behaving.
いけないのかい。
Come on, buddy.
どっちな、もうダメだ。ゲームが壊れてしまった。盛り上がっています。場内も大変湧いております。マジでパワーなんだよな、これ。
Yeah, this is a very tough section to drive. There is so much collision because you're not supposed to be here in the Mako, so a lot of collision in the way. As you can see, the Mako's kind of freaking out.
Yeah, it was not designed for this area, so it just doesn't know what to do. But this is the main reason why.
皆さん1セットありがとうございます。さあ抜けていきました。
While we're inside the Mako, it just breaks all of the AI right here. So it's trying to introduce you to like a brand new like Geth enemy. It's trying to like introduce you to like, oh, this huge Geth presence. Like battle. We're not going to be doing any of that.
Yeah, for whatever reason coming.
またなんだか不思議生物が今通っていきましたね。
Just breaks the enemy AI. We don't know why. So as you're going to see, oh man, this looks like a tough one. There's so many enemies here.
今のもだいぶ悪いことしたように見えましたけれど、これよりもはるかに悪いことするんでしょうね。
Excuse me, gentlemen. Kill that guy on foot to get the full XP and then just kind of run through him.
まああくまで横の車幅が通れないじゃんっていうことだっただけで、縦の車幅では通れましたからね。縦の車幅って何なんですかね。コロニーの中に入っていきました。車幅か。車高だな。その通りだ。クイックセーブがフェイルしてます。コンプリートしました。角ということは、また、お客様。なんか変なところ、下に降りたのかな？確かにそういえばこのゲーム、ジャンプとかないですからね。下に飛び降りるとかできないのかな？リスポーン地点をリセットした感じでしょうか。
So we're gonna go talk to Liara. As you can see, she's a little broken.
愛車で試してみる方はね、ぜひね、保証はしませんのでご注意くださいね。横の車高ってなんだよ、それ車幅よ。
But essentially, like once we use that mining laser, we can basically we've like hit all the necessary triggers to continue the game. So after we do that, we can just do a quick save and quick load bug. But we have a little game of RNG here.
Yeah.
It's completely.
That was almost really good. There we go. Okay.
Nice.
So yeah, that Simon Says puzzle right there is like the one puzzle we have to do in the game, and unfortunately, on this version specifically, it is completely RNG. I think on the Xbox 360 version, that puzzle always has the same solution, but they added some RNG into it when they ported the game to PC, unfortunately. And we're going to be, instead of taking that passage down there, we're just going to go ahead and make a quick save, quick load right here. Where
またか、また来たのか。
to avoid the elevator ride. And now we're going to have one final fight here on this planet.
基本的に角のところでの整理性で
It's kind of a generic fight.
フラグの
Earlier in the game, it is a lot tougher.
スキップとかができてるようですね。
The fight is
折に触れ合っているので、
he's just going to fall over. We have like a
そういう感じかな。
throw, so we could just CC him really fast, and then like marksman, and then he just dies.
Like the game kind of intended for this to be like your very first planet because it introduces you to the Mako, or it's like it's supposed
さあ、
to.
敵陣の登場です。
The game goes, yeah, you can go to these other places, but you should probably go check out this Liara chick because she knows Venetia. But because we did it completely out of order, the enemies here are a little bit.
また先ほどとは違う
Yeah. They're kind
種族が出てきましたね。
Also, a quick audio warning: this cutscene coming up is very broken.
Yeah.
So for whatever reason, even if you're playing this game with like almost no sound, it just blasts everything to like 100%. So it's gonna be a little.
Yeah, it kind of sucks too because there's so many explosions in this cutscene. It's like a MikeWave scene basically. But yeah, while we're waiting for this cutscene to play, if you want to go ahead and get like one donation out of the way.
コロニーが崩れていきますが、さあ、脱出が間に合うのか。
$5 that says, I should go.
そういや、なんで頭を守る機構ないんですかね。
One more than $250 from
ヘルメットしなくてよかったのかな。
during one of my wife Bright and Shiny's favorite games. Good luck, MikeWave, and have a great run. And with that, we have passed $70,000.
And also thank you to the good luck for whoever donated that. So we're going to be doing one more cutscene skip right here. Instead of talking to Liara, because that can take quite a while, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and quick save, quick load really fast after doing that weapon swap right there. And now we're going to be moving on to Vermeer. So Vermeer is like probably the most like climactic mission in the game. It's probably one of the more iconic ones that a lot of people remember because you're left with a very, very big choice.
さあ、新しい
We'll talk about it when we get to it.
星に行きますかね。
Again with another like Mako section that we unfortunately we cannot avoid. But unlike the theorem one, there's no skips that we have to do. So like this Mako ride is going to be a lot.
お、本当だ。ドネート7万個
Just
突破
basically。just holding W for a few minutes. And again, we're going to avoid putting Liara in.
初日はやっぱりね、スタートダッシュもあって、伸びやすいイメージありますから、
Master Singularity.
今回はどこまで行くでしょうかね。
Drop the Mako. We'll go in hot and take
Yeah,
him out.
we got another Mako section, but this one is much better than the one we just did because basically it's just like very smooth terrain, so we don't really have to.
さあ、次の星は、
We don't have to like.
液体の水がある星。
Not intended.
Yeah, like the water here.
いいですね、ロマンがありますね。系外惑星で水があったりすると、
Pebbles in the way that'll make the Mako just like flip out.
実際の
I'm gonna, like, just try to stay
宇宙探査でも、
on the water as I can. We're going to be shooting some enemies on the way, of course.
こういう星をぜひ探していきたいですよね。系外惑星や系外衛星などで。
Is we got a message from the council telling
液体の水があったりすると、
on Vermeer just told us they need backup, like something big is going down.
地球外生命体の可能性があったりしますから、や
And that, what's happening is
っぱ
that
りこういったところは
started a cloning
無条件に
this race
ロマン
to Krogan.
くすぐる、
These big
そんな星ですね。
that Rex is one of, and they are like
天候としてもとても荒れている
to
ようです
There's a
ね。
bit more to the lore to it, like that. Like apparently, like the Krogan suffer from a condition that was given to them synthetically called the genophage. I think it's what it's
Yeah,
called.
the genophage.
Yeah, and that makes them basically just like unable to really breed as much as they could. It becomes a much bigger issue in the following games, ME2 and ME3. But in this game, it's not gone over too much. But basically, Saren has found a cure for it, and now he's basically just going to breed his own army of Krogan to just become unstoppable.
そうですね、今、この様子、
Killing a couple more, and he's
水上を走ってるのか、あくまで浅瀬だから走れてるのか、
go ahead.
ちょっとそこがわからないですけど。
Okay, well, unlike Commander Shepard, I can't abuse the laws of physics with quick saves and
タイヤで走ってる以上はあくまで浅瀬だから走れてるってだけなのかな。
here in Twitch chat. You could lift all of us higher using your Prime Gaming sub. Just a reminder with that, however, that all revenue after taxes that GDQ earns from subscription
ね、そんな感じがしますね。
June 15th to July
さあ降りていく。
donated to MSF. Using that Prime subscription, you get access to the amazing subscription chat here going and a ton of great emotes. Highly suggest, and even for the people in the live audience, you got Prime Gaming, you should definitely use it for the GDQ channel.
All right, so right here, there's like this little gate we have to stop at. Oh, hello, sir.
おっと、大丈夫か？大丈夫で
Bit
す。
of a five-head body block right there. Okay. So yeah, we just
うんうんうんうん。
and disable these
星ごとに、
like just continue.
種族ごとに
Like easy way to like just extend this
打った時の演出とかがやっぱり変わるみたいですね。
this little hill on the side.
この星の種族は
Having to go all the way back.
綱になるような
Doing the same thing
演出ですね。
that we have to interact with. Just killing some more enemies on the way. Oh,
Yeah. For whatever reason, the hitbox to like actually enter the Mako isn't like surrounding the entire
き
view.
っとまあ生物的な設定とかに基づく
Too close on the
演出なんでしょうね。
It'll be like right under the bridge, and we'll have to like walk all the way.
先ほどの
Because you can't really
ところでも
into this game. You have to like go all the way around down the stairs.
体液が赤ではなく茶色っぽかったのはおそらく
Excuse me, sir.
体内に流れてる
Sometimes those destroyers can
血液的なものがそういう色をしている種族なんでしょうね。
There we go. And now we're done walking on foot. We're gonna get back on the Mako here. So we're
ちょっ
gonna
と
head into the camp right
チャッ
here.
ト欄が
Go ahead and knock out another.
寒くなってきましたかね。朝になってだんだん気温が上がってくる時期かと思いますが、
That's a snap to
これぐらいね涼しいと
Pokemon Snap into the
日中も過ごしやすいんですけれどね。
Snaps at about $15,574 of the 30,000 needed. We still got some time here. We can definitely make it. I believe in us.
All right, so we're gonna be coming up.
ですよね。
Like the mid-
そう思います僕も。
mission, I would say. And we're gonna meet up with these Solarians. This is another race that is a part of the council, and they're basically just gonna brief us on what.
さあ、マスエフェクトの走りが1時間を超えてきました。残り30分というところでしょうか。
Big moral conundrum because Rex, being a Krogan himself, just completely opposes it. Goes like, "What are you thinking, Shepard? This is like insane." And because we never even talked to Rex in the first place, that's not even going to be an issue. We're just going to go ahead and just go on at the plan. And normally, like, if you don't have like high enough Paragon or Renegade, you actually like end up with Rex dead. That's like another big thing that can happen. But yeah, we don't have to worry about that. In our speedrun universe, Shepard never even meets Rex, unfortunately. Along with Garrus. Garrus just goes on like being a cop. And here we have the hold the line speech from Kirihi, but yeah, we're just skipping that, you know.
Yeah.
Trying to be fast.
We also you also get an option there, so you either send Ashley or Caden to go with the captain ahead to scout, and
さあ、奥地にやってきたのかな。洞窟の中に入ったようです。あ、違うか。辺りが暗くなっただけかな。
Actually save Caden.
あ、そうだね。
Ashley instead, just because
空は見えてますね。
However, we found that it's literally faster to just send Caden because
ケイダンが別動隊に行きました。あ、なるほど。
scroll wheel.
隊が分かれたタイミング。
Yeah, it's just better to save
隊が分かれたタイミング
like Caden with you for the final like part of the game.
yeah.
Because Tolly just does everything that Caden does, so it's not really super
ん
And
ちょ
unfortunately,
っと今日冴えてますね。そんなつもりないんだけどな。
Yeah, so for those who are not aware, at the end of this mission, you are left with a choice actually on who you want to save. You
燃やさないで、燃やさないで。燃やさないで。
because one of them has to set up the bomb and the other one is like being held up in this tower because they're separated from your squad. And you only have enough time to go get one of them. And it's like probably one of the bigger like choices that this game is known for, what makes this mission kind of iconic. But yeah, like even though like we kind of do want Caden because of how strong he is, unfortunately he's not super optimal.
yeah. And it's mainly due to the fact that we just sent him to tower. If we send him down to the bomb, then he would be the one that lives because we just need to go down that way since it skips a cutscene, it skips a lot of fighting, and it's just
Yeah.
overall just like super fast to go back down.
You're gonna see it when we get to it, but it's a lot more optimal to save whoever is setting the nuke, which in
この沈黙の時間が痛いですね。
The game coming up.
いや、そんなつもりはないんですけれど。
I've seen runners lose runs to this door.
さあ、どんどん進んでいきます。
Maybe it'll work out for me, surely. Okay, there we go.
Nice.
Yeah, that door is so hard to interact with. You do
あ、
not.
だいぶ奥に入ってきましたね。
Door can just be such a troll.
It's like if you're too close to it, it just like will refuse to open. You have to like back out and like find the right little angle for the correct pixel to like access it.
Yeah, you have to interact with it at the
うー
exact
ん。
in altitude. It's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
And yeah, now we're going to be moving on through the labs here. So these Solarian prisoners are being held by Saren, and they're now working for him. That's another big plot element that's about to be explained. But yeah, we're kind of just bum rushing our way through these labs right here.
放射線は実際すごく
We're just going to have our squad mates stay back.
順調に進められていそうな感じですよね。
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, if you don't
今のところ目立ったミスとかも
you'll have to fight the husband.
なさそうですし。
A little bit of time there.
So coming up is the bridge skip. We like to call
お
it.
クイックセーブができたということは、また下に降りるのかな。これがね、空中飛行なわけですね。
And we are fully past the bridge. So we're skipping like a really big plot point right there. So
そうですね。あの車についてはどうしてもチャート的に抜けなきゃいけないものでしょうから。少し時間をかけましたけれど、必要な時間だったということでしょう。
And the big twist is that like Saren's ship Sovereign is a Reaper itself, and Sovereign has like this like brainwashing capabilities called indoctrination in the game, and is actually controlling Saren. So Saren is actually like a good guy. Like he's like just a victim himself.
クイックセーブとロードで
And we're gonna have a conversation of Saren.
似てる感じあれですね。高さの情報が
But yeah, what's happening is that like Sovereign
変になる
Saren's
ん
giant
でしょうかね。
is a Reaper.
それで下に抜けて、下に足場があれば、そのまま進行するし、なければ
Yeah, they'll just like come and just like
壁を抜けたような感じに挙動としてはなる。
And that's
という感じかな。
everybody in the council and the humans because the Protheans were able to get wiped out by them, and they were like significantly ahead of like every other alien race at this point right now. So it's a
エレベーターに潜んでいた敵を相当して、さらに進んでいきます。たまに加速してるのはボムブースト。あ、そんな感じしますよね。
Get that singularity upgraded. So after this final hallway here, I'm going to go into my options menu and I'm going to turn off automatic squad leveling just so I can like distribute the points like manually and make sure that Liara has all the abilities that she needs. And I'm also going to be doing one of the final level ups for Shepard. This is like the part of the game where Shepard is going to become like super strong because we're going to have a lot of our abilities maxed out.
yeah, we've kind of like finally caught up to the game, so now we're actually going to be like on par with the enemies that we're going to be facing.
Yeah.
さあ、微調整が入っていますが、これは
All right. So after this cutscene right here, like Ashley is going
Oh.
to automatically volunteer to like set up the nuke to destroy the site.
待ち時間かな。
Liara and Tali with us, and I'm going to be doing one of the again that level up segment I'm talking about. If you want to go ahead and get a donation or two out of the way, by the way, go ahead.
Well, here's another $50 from Tabby Llama again, who says, here's another $50 because the commentator called my heart cute, and they dropped another heart. Happy SGDQ, everyone. Here's more to Pokemon Snap.
さあ、来ました。
You can go ahead and do another one.
Alrighty then, here is $50 from JF and V that said, needed to donate during one of our favorite sci-fi stories ever. Good.
これ爆弾です。なんだって。
So here,
特大サイズじゃないか。
I'm going to set this bomb by myself because I'm awesome. And we're going to go, okay. And after this, we're just going to be leveling up.
ひょえー。
So first things first, we're going to be getting Master Marksman finally. So
テントウムシロボット。確かにそんな感じの形してますね。
and we're going to be putting points into Intimidate. So
あー、RTA っぽいですね。このピーキーに
okay.
伸ばしていく感
A
じ。
skill that is tied to
これ先ほど言った種族ですよね。
that you
仲間になったんですね。
because there's a very important one coming up, and we want to make sure we just are high leveled enough for that, just so we can pass it. All right, I'm hoping that here there's kind of another big fight that happens right here, but again, our abilities are so high level that everything is just flying around while we kind of just deal with it effortlessly.
Yeah, it's very like it feels really good when you're doing runs and you're like always struggling to fight against enemies. And you're always like
そうですね。怖いですね。どこまでの規模感の爆発力を持った
Yeah, it's at this point in the game.
爆弾なのか。
With biotics that you start becoming like super high leveled. So right here, we're gonna be choosing.
あー、なるほど。メインヒロイン。
There we go. And instead of taking the elevator back, we're gonna go ahead and take a shortcut. So there's this little rail right here, and if you do our favorite
Oh.
trick,
出たな、角
go。ahead and load right outside, and I'm gonna just walk
あ
right here.
まあね。
and position ourselves up here.
まあそこも道だよね。
And we're just kind of like just gonna snipe and take care of them from up here. Their AI doesn't even load in because we like don't even enter the area from the correct area or the correct entrance. After doing a follow them, we go ahead and automatically trigger the next segment where Saren's gonna stop by on his little hoverboard.
どこからどこから撃っとんねんって話ですよ
I don't
ね。
know why.
完全な血のりですね。
Yeah. I'm just waiting for this audio to go away. It's so loud. Okay. All right, so now we're gonna choose some Paragon options right here. There we go. So Saren is basically giving us a big spiel about what he's doing.
さあ、ボスですかね。
We just worked with Sovereign and the Reapers. They're gonna let us go. Surely it'll just let us go. Of course, we know that's like not gonna happen. So yeah, we just tell them no. And we also do a very important Renegade check there for later. That's gonna be important for skipping a boss fight that comes up later. And
ボスのサレン。
we're gonna be moving on to the final part, like the kind of the end game, where we're gonna be heading back to the Citadel. We're gonna tell them everything that happened with Saren, and they're gonna tell us, oh yeah, you know, we got Saren under control. Don't worry about it. If you want to go ahead and read a donation, go ahead.
All right, then here's $50 from Jirakul that says Mass Effect is one of
あっと、爆弾が点滅している。大丈夫か？
So obviously I had to donate.
All right, so after this cutscene, there's normally going to be a very big post-rap
担いで、
And as per usual, we're going to go ahead and
なんとか入って、あー、間に合いましたね。
Also, rip
でも
Kata.
すごい規模感の爆発だ。惑星が吹き飛ぶほどのものではなかったけれど、恐ろしいですね。
skip it. Yeah, there we go.
Yep, nice.
Okay, and yeah, like I was saying before, we're going to be heading back to the Citadel. They're going to tell us, oh yeah, just come over. We got a plan to deal with Saren. We're just going to like tell them to stop being bad, and then like that's it. And then they're also going to tell you we're not allowed to leave the Citadel. So
別動隊を助けに行くか、
another cutscene, like another dialogue.
爆弾護衛に回した仲間を助けるかの2
A
択。
little bit more complicated there.
ああ、なるほど。
Alright, I had
どちらかは
the game a little bit there.
失わなきゃいけない点かないなのか。
And that allows me to skip
大変だな。
Yeah, I think that's like one of the only
で、こういった選択が
that doesn't involve like quick save and quick
セーブデータを引き継いでいくと、
We're not allowed back in our ship. We
2、3で
unless we do the intended story progression. However, we're not going to do that.
それが引き継がれていくわけですね。
I'm going to go ahead.
It's basically like we were grounded and now we're sneaking out.
Clear.
Yeah, so that should work. So by doing these two quick save, quick loads and just letting us fall right here, we're going to
どこ行くねー。
if it works. If it works, it should.
Oh, yeah. Oh, all right. Can you save this?
主人公とヒロインが別の方に走ってるのも面白いですね、今のところね。
Wait, no, I'm just going to load it again.
Ah.
I can save it.
すごい、
Yeah,
すごいことしてる。
I'm just going to move a little bit forward. That should be good. Potentially. I kind of have to just.
一人になっちゃった。
Right now. Up.
Yeah, you're
I
good. You're good.
think I'm good.
これは屋根裏を伝っていきたいのかな？
There we go.
Nice.
ああ、降りました。
So yeah, the game basically doesn't like check if you've done any of the stuff you're supposed to do. It just basically is like, oh, you're back on the Normandy, so you should.
やり直したということは、
And now we're going to be.
ただ動きが速いとかじゃなく、
Silos.
途中でフラグを踏んじゃうんですかね。
Saren is headed to because it is where the conduit is. It's like this big MacGuffin that we've heard about throughout the entire game. And we're going to learn, it's like a previous like Profi and Homeworld. So we're going to be getting a lot more lore dumps.
さ
But
あ時間的にはあと1つか2つぐらいの星のステージをクリアする感じですかね。
also a very funny bug that can happen right here that I'm hoping doesn't
攻
happen
撃を受けている？
just in case.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, I'm like, I was like kind of throwing it up in the air if I should even mention it or not.
違うか。飛び出ていった演
Surely,
出か。
though, it won't happen.
Yeah, not a marathon. Like nothing like that
No,
ever happens.
nothing bad ever happens at marathons, of course. So right here, we're going to be going for this mass relay, and it's going to take us to where Ilos is, where all of like Saren's ships are, and we're going to have kind of a tricky spot, like time landing right here. And normally there's this big cutscene that happens where everyone's kind of arguing. We're gonna just gonna skip that basically. Checking right here to make sure it didn't happen. Surely I did not jinx it, right? double checking,
Uh,
like pause.
まあね、ここまで
Good.
okay. So the bug that we were worried about there.
青函飛行とかができるだけの技術力が発達してる
happens to Mike. It's happened like one other
世界観ですからね。
consistently over multiple computers is just.
何をしてもそんなに不思議ではないですよね。
And that's not too bad, but the issue with that is it also resets all of your abilities to level 1.
Yeah, you
so,
just turn into a level 1 character and the run's basically just dead.
Yeah.
We don't know why it happens. For some reason, your save just gets corrupted, and then like you just are a level 1 John Shepard.
We've done like
soldier.
so much testing to see if it's like,
Yeah.
oh, is it like the way you're landing and out of bounds? Is it like the when you're like entering the galaxy
Yeah.
map? We just
Yeah, and we've just started calling it like the John Shepard bug. It's funny,
ああ、
but
次の星にやってきました。
doesn't happen to you, but it's not funny when you're on.
だいぶ荒廃してる感じですね。
not funny then. So I'm gonna be telling my squad mates to wait behind over there, and I'm gonna be dealing with these enemies over here by myself. There's a very key reason for that. I hope those two didn't aggro. Okay, I think we're good. So here is a very big skip. We're gonna be pushing this box right here, and we're gonna be using lift on this box. And by lifting it up, we're gonna be crouching underneath it.
なんか悪いことしようとしてるもしかして。あー、あー、あー、あー。
Our singularity, her master singularity.
あ
Ride the
ー、
box.
なるほどな。
And
ジャンプできないんだけれど、
it's not done yet. You still
Yeah,
got some harder parts.
that's part 1.
重力操作で浮かしたところの下に入ると、
No.
それの重力を解除することで逆に上に乗れて、今みたいな入っちゃいけないところに入って、やってんね。
Load in at the right time where we're like inside of it. There we go. Nice. Very good. Yeah, sometimes it'll.
ああ、見事な、
You'll get stuck like what happened.
見事なバグですね。
Yeah. I gotta make sure these guys die. Unfortunately, we do not have like the strongest like pistol because we
絡まれてる、絡まれてる。
rounds instead of armor piercing rounds, which would be a lot more useful for this part of the game. That's okay though.
Yeah.
And we're gonna talk to the security council. So like normally, like you're supposed to like go all the way around, like through all these like groups of enemies, and then it culminates in this big fight over here. But yeah, by riding the elevator down out of bounds, we just go straight to the end. And now we're just gonna ride the elevator back up. We went ahead and opened the door that Saren blocked on us so we can like not catch up to him. And after this part, it's basically just gonna be lore dump, lore dump, lore dump, exposition dump, as the game kind of just resolves many of like the mysteries that we have not heard of, or like we were thinking about maybe that it left to us. But yeah, one of the iconic, notorious Mass Effect elevators right here.
操作の視点でいくと、
If you think this is long, like the console version of this game, like
エレベーターの操作の時間は
way longer.
手を休められるっていうのは大きいですね。
Yeah.
Especially on the Citadel, it's like insane actually. And we're gonna be running back here to our Mako. So to go over like some of the
マコのところに戻ってきました。
we're gonna talk to this computer that was left behind by the Protheans.
なんかうっそうとした森のようにも見えますが、
We're all kind of. And also we're gonna be riding on the Mako. This is like our one last ride at the Mako.
放棄された工場のようにも見えますね。
Areas in this that are kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But like nothing is as bad as like the very first
The
one. that we
theorem,
do.
the theorem Mako ride is not fun at all in a run. But yeah, this one is just kind of more chill.
Yeah, just kind of getting from point A to point B.
It's not so chill if you do the Mako Glitch category, however, which I don't know. What is there an update on that, by the way?
今も話に出てましたけれど、
The Mako Glitch show.
この書き方だと、英語圏だと発音的にはメイコみたいですね。
People were very excited.
Oh, okay. All right. I was not even. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, this segment of the game is kind of wild in that category, and I'm going to be showing you guys what happens there. But yeah, in this category, we're just going to ride along the Mako as intended, and we're going to go talk to Vigil, which is a computer left behind by the Protheans up here. So there's this barrier that's
まっすぐですね。
stop us from progressing until we go get the needed lore dump, and then we can continue to the end of the game.
攻め込まれるとか根本的に考えてない設計してますよね。
We ride in the game, in the run at least. And what Vigil is going to tell us is that the Protheans were wiped out 50,000 years ago by the Reapers. The Reapers just systematically took them out. And what the Reapers are trying to do right now is Sovereign is just trying to use the conduit, which is like a gateway to the Citadel, which itself is a mass relay, which is this piece of technology that all the races use to like just get around really, really fast throughout space. And it's trying to just ambush everybody, take out the central form of government, which is the Citadel, since it's just the central capital of the entire galaxy. And that's where Saren is headed to, so we gotta go stop him. And one more elevator ride. As you saw with the dialogue, Skip, this part looks kind of goofy. You just go up to him. Like, just, yeah, you see some text fly by and then you just immediately leave. If you want to go ahead and read 1 or 2 donations, like, this is like the last big piece of downtime in a run.
Well, let's start off here with a challenge for you two. $100 from Commander that says, no better way to enjoy my Sunday than watching GDQ with my best friend next to me. Another $100 if Mike and Demonic do their best Rex and Shepard impersonation to each other.
Shepard?
Rex?
Shepard?
Rex?
Shepard?
Rex?
Shepard?
Rex?
Shepard?
Rex?
Shepard?
I gotta go.
Shepard?
Thank you for that.
さあ、さらに奥に進んでいきます。
All right, so a little bit more Mako writing. This one's like not as chill as Vermeer, unfortunately. There is a funny bug that
一気に入り組んできましたが、
before where after that jump, the Mako kind of just
今の着地のとこ痛そうですね。
it's kind of funny until you lose a run to it. But yeah, just another big segment where we're kind of just going to be rolling past these final few enemies right here. At this point, the XP is not really necessary. I think we have enough XP to just like get Master Lift, which is what we want for Saren, who is the final boss of the game.
Yeah, that's something that's like not really been talked about too much, but like when you're like increasing and upgrading the abilities, it basically just allows you to use them on harder and harder enemies.
Yeah.
So we want our abilities to be at the master level, because if they are not, then we will basically like use our abilities on the final boss and it'll just shrug it off.
Yeah, it just doesn't do anything. So it is kind of important that we meet those central thresholds for each of our abilities to make sure they work on these enemies that we're going to be fighting. And Lift is kind of like the most important one that we don't have right now, but we should have enough.
そうですね。会場でもやっぱり
Going ahead and like rushing for these final
お客さんが集まるということもあって、
And right now
やっ
what
ぱりマスクはしているようですね。
which is what
ここら辺のレギュレーションは
used to just like jump immediately to the Citadel to just ambush everybody. But it's open just long enough that we can also
おそらく会場に来る人共通の
getting one final
ものを設定して
where we see everything kind of
できる限りの予防をしながら
If you just want to go ahead and
少しずつね
get out of the way, go ahead.
現地を復活させていくっていうのも大事なんでしょうね。
At the Violet Hour that said, couldn't be happier to see a Mass Effect run. I introduced my amazing wife to games when she watched me play the OG trilogy.
浮いていく。あっと
Introduced me to GDQ before I watched her play the remaster trilogy. MSF
止ま
is
った
my favorite charity on the
なんだ
Citadel,
ろ
and she's my
うフラグポイントか。
fans option. Hype!
Oh,
ハイプ。
As you see, we get like a shot right here showing just how big Sovereign is compared to everybody else.
yeah.
Like
さあ襲われている。
being like the big bad of the game.
This game just like really shows like how far ahead like the Protheans and like the Reapers are in comparison to us at this point.
Yeah.
But we learned that the conduit is kind of like a mini mass relay, and that's what
豪華な演出。
just jump in and start attacking the Citadel immediately.
激しい爆
We're
撃。
gonna just do the same thing with our Mako and just rocket through space with it to get back onto the Citadel.
Yeah,
to
you
save
get kind of like a
everyone.
sad little cutscene where you see like the Mako just like thrash, and it's like, oh no.
Yeah, well, it's only sad if you
そうですね。この2年、おそらく GDQ はコロナの間、
Go ahead.
オンラインで続けてきてたはずなので、久しぶりのオフラインなんじゃないかな。
Favorite fundraising event on the Citadel. I should go.
All right. So we're gonna get this like little timer right here. We have 40 seconds to get to the conduit. Actually, this 40-second timer is like actually kind of tight. I think like the fastest you can do this segment right here is 26 seconds. So you end up at 14 seconds. Like
やはりオフのイベントの雰囲気っていうのはね、
even like for a speedrun, like you look at that
Yeah.
timer, you're like,
替えが利かないものですから。
crazy. It's just like, yeah, it's like already yellow. Like, oh man, we're falling behind here.
I think this is fixed in the Legendary Edition. I think you get a little bit more time.
I think they give you a little bit more time in Legendary Edition, because yeah, 40 seconds is actually not a whole lot. I could see like some casual players just like not making it in time there.
人がいて初めてできる演出とかもありますからね。
So, RIP to our trusted Mako. It served us well, but not really. It made me do the theorem thing like 10 times, so I don't feel too bad about it right now.
It did give a lot of good time for donations, though, at least. So that's that's a positive.
Yeah, it gave us a lot of donation time. Thank you very much, Mako.
通常プレイだと会話スキルと行動で蓄積される信念的なやつが楽しいゲームです。英雄的、話し合いで平和に解決、その反対に暴力的に解決して穏やかじゃない風にする。あ、なるほどね。選択肢がたくさんあるっていう話でしょもんね。メイコちゃんが言ってしまった。
And there's this big cutscene that happens. It's actually a really cool cutscene where like we start walking outside the Citadel to advance this segment right here. But it's a very long.
床下通ってる
There's this skip right here where we could just fall through that floor right there, and that'll take us all. Yeah, it'll just take us all the way here to the end of this outer Citadel area. So we don't really have to do a whole lot of it. We don't really need EXP or anything from the enemies. So kind of just like cruising on through here.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because like it's a very simple trick to do, like in comparison to some of the.
いいね。わかりやすくていいね。
Quick load out, and then you just like drop down, and then you fall and land immediately. But it saves.
そう。
Probably one of like the biggest time saves in the.
1、2、3やって、前の作品で選んだ選択肢をそのまま後作に引き継ぐことができるらしいですね。シリーズものとしてとても素敵だなって思います。
It's going to give us access to another renegade check that will make Saren kind of like help us.
単純に銃撃がうめえ。どんだけ遠くの敵撃ってんだって話。
Yeah, if this didn't happen, we'd have to do a fight that's similar to the one that we did.
Yeah, it's like a 20 or 30 second long fight.
Yeah,
where Saren is
he'll like teleport around on his hoverboard.
Yeah, he's like
and
flying around on his hoverboard. It's just not fun.
And even his death scene in that one is also longer than in this one too.
Yeah,
so
it's like 10-15 seconds longer than this death scene right here. So I can't skip through this automatically. I am going to have to actually like manually check what dialogue options I'm doing here just to make sure that we're doing the correct ones.
Now my turn.
Right, that should be good.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, so we get this cutscene instead if you do either a Paragon or a Renegade check right there. And we also get a much shorter cutscene, so we don't have to fight Saren. And we're going to be moving on to the final big moral decision left in the game. So the council who were harassing you earlier, who the game kind of like built
落ちていく。
are kind of in trouble, and you have an option of saving them, and that is the option we're actually going to take. Despite the fact that the council kind of sucks in this game, it is a lot faster to save them just because the cutscene is shorter.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because like you're set up as a Spectre, which is supposed to be like just solely working for the council, like not even their own like race, but then they're just like super annoying and make everything more difficult than it needs to be.
Yeah.
Like they don't take you seriously about Saren. They try and like ground you and stop you from like going to Elos. But this is the fastest cutscene, so we do technically get like the best ending, quote unquote.
Which is funny.
そう、先ほども救えたキャラクター、救えなかったキャラクターっていうのがいましたので、それぞれの展開で次の作品を楽しめるっていうのはいいですよね。一方でまあ、2からできないことはないんじゃないですかね。でも、この感じ、前の作品を遊んでおいた方が楽しめそうなのは間違いないですね。赤い方の信念値が高いので自害してねの説得が成功。なるほど。そこら辺の能力の管理とかもしてたんだ。ひょー。
Well, Saren is dead, but...
Yeah, Saren technically is dead. However, Sovereign has some other plans for him. So it was revealed in that dialogue that we had that Saren apparently had a bunch of like synthetic upgrades.
Like cybernetic stuff on him.
Cybernetic upgrades done to his body to become more in tune with Sovereign, of course. That was actually done so Sovereign can do this to him, just in case, Saren didn't pull through. Another pretty loud cutscene. So this is going to be the final boss of the game, which is Saren, controlled by Sovereign. Time is going to end when we kill Saren. It's 2 phases, basically. This fight might be kind of annoying because I have, like, only chem rounds. Normally you want armor-piercing rounds for this fight. The fight's probably going to be about 10 seconds slower. But yeah, I'll go ahead and call time when we get there. Another, unfortunately, super loud cutscene. I do apologize for this. Blame the game.
It's always the cutscenes that are the loudest too that it does this.
Yeah. I do remember this cutscene scaring me because I played this game and I was like 12 years old, I think, for the first time. And I'm like, what's happening here? So this entire fight, we're just going to be CCing Saren because he likes to just hop around everywhere and just cost us a bunch of time. So I'm just going to immediately lift him. And we're kind of just going to... He doesn't do anything funny.
So...
Liara helps us out. Liara's kind of helping us out here.
これがラストバトルですかね。
Nice. Yeah, that's phase 1.
自害したと思っていたんですが、まだ生きていた。
Thankfully, our cooldowns are like going down as this cutscene.
すごい挙動してる。
As the cutscene ends, we're going to have access to most of our cooldowns again, along with adrenaline burst. But that is going to be the final part of the game, so I'm going to go ahead and call time once we deal with Saren here. I'm going to hope he does.
めちゃくちゃ打ち込んでます。
So again, starting with an immediate lift on him. Just going into marksman.
Yeah, so far so good.
Oh, he almost started hopping around. Okay.
Yeah.
And
蜂の巣にされそうな総攻撃ですね。
time.
はい、ということでここでタイマーストップです。
Thank you everyone for watching.
1時間半を切ったということですかね。
But I just want to give some quick shout outs really fast. Thank you to Demonic for commentating my run. He learned this run on a very fast basis. I gotta say, it's kind of impressive to me. But I also want to give some shout outs to the Mass Effect community. Letters, who did this run originally, I think in 2017, 2018. The route is mostly the same, still kinda.
あ、ギリギリ切れてなかった。なんかもしかしたら俺の画面あれだな。
is another big member of the Mass Effect community. She had record for this game for a while.
訪れしてるかもしれない。GG でした。お疲れ様でした。
And yeah, if you're interested in learning this game, picking it up, we have a BioWare speedrunning Discord that you could join, that you can find on speedrun.com for any of the Mass Effect games.
記録は1時間30分02秒4ということで EST 内にしっかり収まって完走ということになりました。途中1回フラグの踏み方でリセットがありましたけれども、それ以外のところはほぼほぼスムーズにいけたんじゃないかなと思います。そして、一旦リセットが入りましたが、ビットウォーとして設定されていた、今回カテゴリーとして禁止されていたマコグリッチ、これからショーケースとしてご覧いただくことになります。何が起こるんでしょうね。
This one, it might be this one. Here, let me, I think, actually, no, it's not this one. I made so many backup saves of this because this glitch is wild.
Yeah, if you just remember,
当該の成分に戻っていく感じですかね。
The physics with that.
Yeah, might be this one. It is. Okay. Yep. All right. So do I do? All right. Let's go ahead and count it down then. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So, the Mako glitch. I want to say about a year or so ago, our buddy Lufex, who is a resident glitch hunter in the KOTOR and Mass Effect communities, found a very big glitch involving the Mako. So, basically,
ビッググリッチというふうに言葉がありました。
The moment our squad mate gets up after being killed, which we can do with grenades, by the way, the Mako will do some pretty funny things. I'm actually going to give myself some grenades there just in case of some console commands. So I'm going to tell our buddy Liara here. Liara, can you move right here? You're going to see what I mean by the Mako does some funny things when we get in the Mako after our squad mate gets up. So I'm going to go ahead and finish her off with a grenade right here. And we're gonna get in the Mako as soon as I see her health bar show up again.
あーっとあっと揺れてる揺れてる揺れてる。
Not right. So I'm gonna make another save. Or I'm gonna.
大丈夫？
I think this one might be more optimal right here.
リロードが挟まりました。もう一回も、いや、戻ってきましたね。
Escape where we ride the elevator shaft down to interact with the console and stuff like that. That allows us to go forward. We can actually use the Mako to get directly through this if it cooperates. So the big problem with this glitch is that it is
一回乗って降りて、
Mako is wild.
ヒロインに攻撃してますけれ
For
ど。
example, if I can, of what the Mako does. Ah, come on. Up. No, I got stuck again. All right. This might take 1 or 2 tries right here. This one.
なかなか難しいグリッチのようですね。
Show you guys like by far what is the biggest skip that has been found with the.
ドアにつけて、
It is even
降り
harder than
て、
what we're currently doing right now. So.
ヒロインに攻撃して、
Get stuck again. Oh.
おー
By the way,
おーおいおいおいおいおい待て待て待て待て待てどこ行くねーん
fly infinitely to the sky, but what we wanted for it to
あーあーあーあーあーあ
which it did. So if everything goes correctly, you just end up straight for the door using
ー
that
あ
really fast on that quick save.
ーこりゃひでえや
So yeah, another big.
To the sky じゃねえんだ
I don't even know if I don't know if it's going to work because doing this skip.
あーこれ使ったらやばそうですね確かに
Get it set up. It took me no joke like 20 times I think.
Yeah, it was
To get it-
a lot of
yeah,
work.
Demonic there witnessed it. It was really bad.
何分詳しくないもので何とも言えないところですが
So it gets stuck in the collision. It just flies off in a different direction that you don't want it to go to.
どうなんでしょ
Yeah, there's actually 2 variants of this skip that you can do. So I'm gonna ride all the way to where the barrier is, just so I can show it to you guys. Actually, I might have a save for it. Hold on, just so we can save a little bit of time here.
うプレイヤーの違いもあるので何とも言えないところなんですが
So this is where the
スピードラン .com 上リーダーボードではノーマコグリッチとマコグリッチの
step
カテゴリーは分かれてるものの
It kind of makes
タイムの違いがそうないんですよね
yeah, like that right there.
Grenades like to the
もしかしたらプレイヤーの数もノーマコグリッチの方が多いので
And as soon as she gets up,
これを活用したルートとかがまだ
Oh, that was
ちゃんと確立していない可能性はありますよ
what
ね
happened is that
これコントロール難しいでしょ行きたいとこまで行けるのかな
oh, it's on. Oh, we might actually get this. Wow.
Oh, it's so
うわ
Yeah, you just do this for a
Come
little
on.
bit. Oh, it's really
ただ
close actually.
ー少なくとも見た目にはめちゃくちゃ面白いですね
Did I get it?
Did you get it?
Oh, I got
Yes.
it. Wow.
Let's-
Oh my god
Wait, hold on. Hold on.
あ
It's trying to actually flip over on its own.
Oh, that's getting dangerous.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
ーおー yes
So we're on top of this hallway ceiling.
あ
here.
これができると
I'm gonna make another save here for safety.
さっき主人公がやっていたような
Skip this entire Mako driving sequence basically with some very, very precise jumps. This
屋根裏とか床下を
so
マコを使って進むことができるわけだ
bounds for a little bit with the Mako. Because as you can imagine, like being out of bounds on foot is already scary enough, but doing it with the Mako,
Yeah.
however, is an extra.
これはすごいな
Mako just likes to do what it wants, but yeah, there's a couple of precise jumps we can do here. And we're just gonna ride the Mako a little bit over here,
着地してるように見えてめり込んでるからこれ本当の
everywhere.
道じゃねえんだろう
We're
な
gonna be jumping off to the side here. And there's a very precise skip that we're gonna do here, or a jump that we have to do, rather. But I hope we do it correctly and that I don't have to start over again.
明らかにテクスチャーの隙間入ってんだよな
Ooh.
But I gotta.
これできたら確かにすごそう
Oh, that was close.
あークラッシュしちゃった
I'm trying to get the Mako to Alright, I made the safety safe dice. I'm trying to get the Mako to kind of load into that lower area right there, and I'm gonna show you guys the full skip. Because the full skip is pretty cool. It's kind of wild just how like this was even found. I wasn't even there, I don't think, when this was found, even though I was running the game already.
ある程度ホバリングできるのが余計にねこうやって
Finding this stuff.
テクスチャーとテクスチャーの間の空中を飛べるっていうところが余計に悪さを助長してる感じしますね。
Normandy actually, so the rest of the map just like doesn't get loaded in, and yeah, you just fall infinitely through space. It's not fun. So we have to kind of make that safe there. So as soon as that, hope this works. Come on.
That looks
これルートをちゃんと構築しようとするの大変だよ、確かに。
so difficult to do.
あー、見事に行きました、拍手。
I might be on the upper layer actually. I'm not sure. Hold on. Oh.
こりゃ大変だわ。
Okay, that's not fun. That said, I made this quick save should work though. All right, there we go. Oh yeah, I might actually be on this layer right here. Interesting. I don't think I've had this happen before. Okay. Oh.
So
you
as you
can
can see,
see-
we're just like bumping up against invisible walls and weird collision. We just have to like very carefully like navigate our way through, and like any tiny little bump just does that, just like sends it flying.
Yeah, should be able to jump over there. All right, and then there's one. So this is right here, like the end of the segment. So if you do this all first try, you save like literally probably like 5 minutes or something like that. It's kind of nuts.
お、まだ飛ぶ。まだ飛ぶか。なんかすげえスタックしてっけど。
Should be the easiest technically, but it's been giving me a lot of trouble actually. But yeah, so this skip is so massive, and we've also found skips like this throughout like the rest of the game. Like we found one on Theorem that allows you to go out of bounds at the very beginning, ride the Mako all the way to where Liara is. So like you just go down into the cave with like your Mako. It's really, really funny. And we just came to all right, there we
Nice,
go.
there we go. And yeah,
As you
you're
can
just at
see.
the very end of the.
Yeah, you're just at the very end right there.
No enemies, no timer,
Yeah,
no
I don't even know
cutscenes.
if they're loaded in actually. I've
Oh,
never
there
even
they
tested
go.
this. Are they?
Is there
Oh.
AI broken? Their AI has to be broken.
Yeah.
ここら辺が全てクリアできれば、
Like that's how all
敵に当たらずに進めるから、だいぶ早いんでしょうね。
That's what I want to show you guys with the Mako.
そう、理論値的にはすごい速くなりそう。
Oh, my Mako is actually taking damage from being out of bounds. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it here so I don't.
いやー、見事なショーケースでした。
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not actually out of bounds. Just game just keeps giving me damage right there. But yeah, there's a big one we found as well for Novaria that allows us to fall through like straight to the tram with the Mako. But I think it's been overtaken by the Novaria skip that we did in the run actually. It's not as fast as doing that. In the Theorem one, we could just ride the Mako to all the way to Liara. So we came to a conclusion as a community that like, okay, this skip is so inconsistent. It is so like just hard to do in a run and so toxic that we're just gonna like just separate the category. So we have a no Mako glitch category, which is the run I showed you guys, where like you're not allowed to do this glitch.
Mako
Still do the other like Mako related shenanigans if you want.
Mako
But you're not allowed to do stuff like this. And I want to say like optimally the time difference.
さあ、
15 minutes or something like that.
Which is
Actually,
it's a lot.
that's a
マイクウェブさんの方でも締めの挨拶に入っているようです。
Because otherwise it would be very difficult to get
今回
runs.
奏者のマイクウェーブさんが走ったのは、2007年に発売された PC 版ということですけれども、
So yeah, is that it? That is it.
現在
You guys want to take it away? Thank you
これの
for having me, by the way.
3部作、今回走ったのが1、そして2、3と一緒になったレジェンダリーエディションっていうのがね、チームで発売されており、7月7日 ?8 日まで、60% オフっていう値段で買えるようです。あと先ほどのお話にあった中では、Amazon ゲーミングでしたっけね。こちらで来月配布になるんじゃないかみたいな話でしたけれども。容量120ギガ。すごいな。それだけのボリューム量、ボリューム感は感じましたもんね。天の川銀河の中でいろんなステージが用意されてるってことだったんで、それだけの容量にはなりますよね。ぜひね、興味を持った方はご購入検討してみてください。さあ、それでは、ここまでご覧いただきましたのは、マスエフェクト。カテゴリーが、80% No Mako Glitch。 ということでご覧いただきました。時刻は7時37分を回ったところです。この後もジャパニーズリストリームでお楽しみください。一旦失礼いたします。
Well, hello, everyone. So nice to see you all here. Kung Fu Fruit Cup checking in. Oh. Okay. I can't say I was expecting that, but that was so nice. Thank you. Well, I'm so excited for this Kirby and the Forgotten Land run coming up. If you heard the interview earlier, I'm sure you could tell how actually seriously hype I am about this. But before we get started, I did want to go ahead and let you all know that we are getting closer to that first bonus game, which is Pokemon Snap. So far, we are over $18,000, which leaves just under $12,000 left. We need to raise that. We need to see it. We got to get cute pictures of Pokemon and figure out how a game that looks like an auto-scroller is not and is in fact an awesome speedrun. So please get your donations in for that. Want to throw in a few donations for you all. We have a $50 donation coming in from Natasha and Clay, who say, been cleaning all day with the runners in the background. With the house clean, it's time to relax and enjoy some Speed Kirby. Thanks to all the runners. We have a $50 donation from Albatross, who says, so excited for this year's lineup. Let's get hyped. And here is $50 for the Pokemon Snap incentive. We have a $20 donation. This is from Callie, who says, shout out to the kids that believed all the Pokemon Snap cheats, quote unquote, we found on message boards on the internet in 1999. Alrighty, and now we have a quick word from one of our sponsors. Alrighty, and we are back, and I am seeing some of these awesome prizes showing up, currently available. And the Kirby one is so cute. Oh my goodness. You all need to get your donations in, not only so you can get some prizes, but also so we can see some Pokemon Snap. Speaking of donations, we have a $100 donation from Cutie Cat 8734, who says, I watched my roommates play Mass Effect in college. So fun to see it broken in the best way possible. Hoping this will help us see Pokemon Snap. Our kiddo loves to throw apples to the Pokemon. Good luck to all the runners this week. We also have a $50 donation, and Tragic Bike says, I remember being jealous that my brother got to play Pokemon Snap while I was on vacation. Now I get to be jealous of how fast Kuo plays. We are getting close to this run being all set to go. I'm so excited. I'm so excited, everyone. We also have that Howl Room showcase. It's gonna be so good. But you know, I think we have time for a few more donations. So we have a $20 donation from Duck Go Boom, who says, for science. We have a $25 donation as well from Adam the Feverish saying, happy SGDQ, everyone. Big shout outs to Doctors Without Borders and big condolences to my wallet. I wonder if they're interested in, that cumulative donation for those awesome, the grand prizes. Oh my gosh. how I want that Sly Cooper cane. Oh, it's so cool. I'm gonna tell you, I got to see it up close and it is perfect. We also have an anonymous $250 donation saying, yes, this is awesome. And they say, happy to be back. Oh, happy to see everyone back. Stay safe and have fun. Ooh, this is a great tip, especially to help with that Pokemon Snap bonus game. $50 from Zach, who says, if you're lucky enough to work at a company with donation matching, get that donation matching. Well, thank you very much. That's a great idea. Alrighty, awesome. Looks like we have now hit 20,000 out of that 30,000 needed for Pokemon Snap. So you all are doing incredible. We have less than 10,000 left to go. Alrighty, we also have a $100 donation from Z coming in saying, so hyped to see SGDQ happening again. Save the frames. And with that, it looks like we are finally ready for this Kirby and the Forgotten Land any % run. Mr. Shasta, you're going to do amazing. Take it away.